The woman accidentally discovers that the housekeeper is driving a luxury car worth hundreds of thousands. She recalls that the housekeeper also had long, elaborate nails, and she wasn't even good at doing housework. The woman begins to suspect the housekeeper is an actress hired by her boyfriend, Daniel. She even starts to wonder if Daniel is really her boyfriend at all, because the woman has lost her memory. Just a month earlier, Annie fell off a cliff while hiking. When she came to and tried to climb back up, she was rescued by a stranger. The man's name was Daniel. He claimed to be Annie's boyfriend, but Annie couldn't remember anything when she heard that, because she had suffered a severe head injury, which caused her to lose parts of her memory. But sensing Daniel's concern and closeness, she chose to believe him and followed him home to recover. However, during her recovery, Annie constantly felt something strange. Not only did she have nightmares every night about falling off the cliff, Daniel would leave the bedroom quietly after she fell asleep and return silently in the morning. Annie sensed something was wrong. She asked if he disliked her because of her injuries and had fallen for someone else, but Daniel said he only left so he wouldn't disturb her sleep and insisted he would love her forever. Annie chose to trust him, not noticing the meaningful look in Daniel's eyes. After that, they acted sweetly together, like a couple deeply in love. Annie gradually let her guard down, until one day she received a phone call that shattered her perfect illusion. The caller was a delivery man. He said Annie used to order flowers every month for her boyfriend, but this time no one answered the door. He asked if she had changed her address. Hearing that, Annie suddenly realized Daniel might not be her boyfriend. Then who was he, and why was he getting close to her? Annie didn't dare act rashly. She pretended nothing was wrong and tested Daniel. Daniel stated her old address without hesitation and asked whether she had remembered something. Annie didn't let her guard down. She brushed off his questions and waited for another chance to test him. Soon, a housekeeper arrived at the house. Annie didn't recognize her, but Daniel said she'd been their housekeeper for years, someone very close to them. However, Annie noticed she had long acrylic nails and worked clumsily. Annie suspected her identity. After the housekeeper left, she went to the window and saw her get into a car worth hundreds of thousands. At that moment, Annie was sure the housekeeper was suspicious, which meant Daniel was even more suspicious. To uncover the truth, Annie threw a flower pot at Daniel's car to lure him outside. She rushed upstairs to investigate, but everything on Daniel's computer looked normal, not a single flaw. Seeing Daniel was about to return, Annie pretended to fall down the stairs to avoid arousing suspicion. Daniel panicked and carried her up, asking what had happened, but Annie brushed it off again, saying she was fine and telling Daniel to go back to what he was doing. Soon, with Annie's urging, Daniel went into the bathroom. Annie quickly grabbed his phone, but she couldn't unlock it. Then Daniel suddenly asked her to hand over the phone. Annie had no choice but to obey. By now, Annie no longer trusted Daniel at all. She felt like she was living in the Truman Show. Since she couldn't find evidence yet, she decided to escape first and get back to the real world. So Annie locked Daniel inside the bathroom and rushed out of the house. To slow him down, she pressed every floor button in the elevator. Just when Annie thought she had escaped, a man stopped in front of her.